And Zen particularly is irrational. You cannot figure it out by your reason. I was reading a book of Aldous Huxley. He talks about the Chinese Zen master. The Chinese Zen master was giving a tea party one freezing night. Kazhinji said to his disciples, "There is a certain thing. It is as black as lacquer. It supports heaven and earth. It always appears in activity, but no one can grasp it in activity. My disciples, how can you grasp it?" He was indicating the nature of Tathata, suchness, or Tao, or Dhamma. He was indicating the nature of existence itself. He was saying, there is a certain thing. Certain, he says, because there is no way to specify it. You cannot pinpoint it. It is so big. It is as black as lacquer, as black as a dark night. You can be lost into it. It is not like light, it is more like darkness. Why? Because in the light, distinctions are clear. You know this is a tree, and this is a pillar, and this is a man, and this is a woman. You know separation, distinction. In light, multiplicity arises. In darkness, the one. If suddenly it gets dark, then who is the pillar, and where is the tree, and where is the man, and where is the woman? All disappear into oneness. So that Tathata, that suchness, Tao, Dhamma, truth, are God. Any name will do. All are alike. All mean the same. All are just metaphors. It supports heaven and earth. It always appears in activity. But no one can grasp it in activity. My disciples, how can you grasp it? He was indicating the nature of Tathata, metaphorically, of course. And this was no ordinary question. Zen masters ask questions in particular situations. Now it was clear. The night is freezing. The tea is ready. The samovar is humming. The fragrance of the tea is in the tea room. The master is sitting with his disciples, and suddenly he asked this. Out of the blue. Now this is no time to talk great philosophy. The night is freezing, and they would like to have hot tea. And the tea is ready, and now it is a dangerous question. Because if it is not answered rightly, that is the practice of Zen masters. He will tell the disciples to go home. The tea party, which has not even started, will be finished. They are not going to get the tea. The disciples of Kazhinji did not know how to reply. Not that they cannot create philosophy. Not that they cannot spin words. They can. But a Zen master is not asking for words. He asking for insight. Unless you have experienced it, you cannot say anything. And whatsoever you say will be meaningless. Reason can propose many things, but those will not be accepted. The thing has to come from existential experience. Then finally one of them, Tai Suso by name, tried. You fail to grasp it because you try to grasp it in motion. He was indicating that when he meditated in silence, Tathata appeared within himself. He is saying that if you are silent, unmoving, If there is no movement of the mind inside, all has stopped, the mind has halted, there is no activity, there is just wu-wei, inactivity, passivity, then it appears that Tao, that existence, that God suddenly fills you, overflows from you. You cannot grasp it while mind is moving, is in action. You cannot grasp it. But when the mind is not moving, it comes on its own accord. You cannot grasp it if you try to grasp, because to grasp means activity. But it comes when you are not even trying to grasp it, when you are just a receptacle, a womb, then it comes. It comes in a state of feminine inactivity, receptivity. He has answered very rationally. But Kajinji dismissed the tea party before it had really begun. He was displeased with the answer. It is a rational answer. Appeals. You will also think he is saying right. But it is half. Unless that tatha can be cut into activity too, it will not be the whole, it will not be the total. If you cannot find God in the marketplace too, and you can find only in the Himalayas, then that God will be only half God. And half God is a dead God. You cannot divide God. You cannot say when you are sitting in a Himalayan cave, it is there. It arises. You need not grasp. It grabs you rather. This is what many people have done. They say, escape, renounce. Here there is no God. Go to the Himalayas. That silence is of the Himalayas. It has nothing to do with God. It is the silence of the cave. Come back after 30 years sitting in a cave to MG Road in Pune and finished all your silence and all your attainments all gone. That's why renunciates become afraid of the world. They don't come. They cling to their cave. This is escapism. And this is not God that you can find only in the caves. God is everywhere. Only God is. He has to be everywhere. Even in the marketplace, he is as thriving alive as in the Himalayas. In the Himalayas, he is silent. In the marketplace, he is noisy. But he is everywhere. When you are sitting unmoving, he is unmoving. And when you are running, he is running, but he is there. So the answer is rational, but not whole. Reason cannot answer for the whole. Reason divides. Reason analyzes. Reason dissects. It has dissected even God. God cannot be dissected. Even while you are ignorant, God is in you. He is your ignorance. Who else can be? And when you know, he is your knowing. God is your ignorance and God is your enlightenment. That's what Buddha means when he says the world is nirvana. It is one. These are two aspects of the same thing. Don't divide. You divide and you miss. The master dismissed the party. Aldous Huxley comments on this. He thinks he is a great philosopher in his own right. He thinks if he was there in the party, he would have suggested a better answer. What is his answer? He says, my own guess is that the tea party might have been prolonged, at least for a few minutes, if Tai Suso had answered in some such way as this: if I cannot grasp Tathata in activity, then obviously I must cease to be I, so that Tathata may be able to grasp this ex me, and make it one with itself, not merely in the immobility and silence of meditation as happens to arhats, but also in activity as happens to bodhisattvas for whom samsara and nirvana are identical. Now this is going even worse. And it is good that Aldous Huxley was not there. Otherwise he would have been beaten.